Hey everybody, Rykard here again, coming at you with my next SO Pokemon set. Today, we're going to be talking about the dancing pineapple, Ludicolo, so let's get started. First of all, the thing that makes Ludicolo so unique is its water and grass typing, which no other Pokemon in the game possesses. Now, this works out really well because it first makes him immune to something like Leech Seed, but at the same time allows him to set up Leech Seed. And the grass typing takes away any super effective attacks that would significantly hurt his water typing and instead makes them neutral damage. So the only kind of moves you're going to be needing to worry about are poison, flying, and bug, which really aren't the most common moves in the game, but they still occur. Now, this set is pretty much a stalling set for him, which I think Ludicolo can do better than a lot of Pokemon, which is awesome because he's a very underused Pokemon, but also very effective if you can get a good setup or a decent set that would allow you to do damage. So you'll notice that he has an adamant nature, meaning he has increased attack and decreased special attack. And the reason for this is because the only attack move that you will be using is Dive, which is a physical water move. So you need to give him a little bit of attack, even though the majority of the damage being done to your opponent will be through either Leech Seed or Toxic. Now the EV spread focuses around the fact that you need to be able to set up the Leech Seed, and you'll be able to do damage with Dive, but you also need to be able to have a lot of HP to be able to take any hits you may get while trying to do either of those two things, while also being able to gain the most possible HP back through the Leech Seed and the leftovers. So 252 HP maxes out your HP. The 128 attack gives you a decent attack, and with Dive it's also a stab move, so you'll be doing some damage. You won't expect to KO Pokemon easily, but that's not the point of the set. And then the 128 speed is so that you will be able to at least outspeed a bunch of Pokemon, even though Ludicolo really isn't the fastest. But you can either choose Rain Dish or Swift Swim as his ability, and with Rain Dish it works out so that you can be gaining even more HP back if you have the Rain support, and Swift Swim works out to allow you to easily set up the Leech Seed and the Toxic on your opponents. So it's really up to you. I would go with the Rain Dish personally. Now, as for the item, I obviously said leftovers is because you are using a stalling set, so you'll be needing to keep your HP as high as possible. So I know I've mentioned the moves before, but I think I'm going to go a little bit more in depth now on them. So basically, Leech Seed is a move that takes away 1/8 of your opponent's health and adds it to yours every turn at the end of the turn. Why this is such an awesome move is because on Pokemon that are really bulky or Pokemon that have a lot of HP, such as like a Chansey or Blissey or, I don't know, Lapras has a lot of HP too. Wailord, that's the other one, that's what I was looking for. You'll be able to pretty much be gaining all the HP back that you will be losing from damage your opponents will be giving you. So that's why Leech Seed is awesome. Now Toxic is there so that you can wear down your opponent even further, because every turn they'll be slowly losing more and more health from the Toxic, and with that on top of the Leech Seed, your opponent will pretty much be suffering and be forced to switch out, which is always a good thing, especially when you have moves, or when you have Leech Seed and Toxic, because then you can just set them up on the next opponent. Unless, of course, it is a Grass, Steel, or Poison type, which isn't affected by those moves. Or Leech Seed doesn't affect other grass types, and Toxic doesn't affect Steel or Poison types. Now, the protecting is Protect and Dive are there to make you stall out your opponent. The reason why I chose Dive is because the first turn of Dive, you dodge whatever attack is being hit. So it pretty much gives you a second Protect if you aren't trying to be risky and get like 2 protects in a row, because that hardly ever works from my experience. But essentially you're going to protect, then at the end of the turn they'll lose damage from HP or from Leech Seed and Toxic, and then on the next turn you dive, and then whatever they're trying to do won't hit you either, so it's just more and more damage. So essentially you're just stalling them out with 2 moves while keeping your HP at full, or at least hopefully keeping your HP at full, and wearing them down significantly. So this is actually a lot of fun to play around with, and it can be a very, very annoying Pokemon. But a lot of times, you gotta play to win, and you gotta do whatever kind of tactics you think of. So this is one of those kinds of things that, I mean, it can be very effective on teams. So I hope you guys like this and that you give it a shot yourself. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.